Hey, Plumbing Bros, welcome to Potty Talk Live, where we take it into the trenches, the crawl spaces, the basements, the utility rooms, and kitchens and baths around the world to talk to plumbing professionals just like you. I'm Richard Behney, the $1 Million Plumber, and I love talking to plumbing bros all over this world of ours. It's what I love to do, and I don't even know what day is it, and it doesn't matter because when you love what you do, every day is fun day, and I'm having a fun day. Hey, we got a great show here planned for you. We got a cool cat out of Asheville, North Carolina, who's going to be on with us shortly here. Has a cool story and a cool future ahead of him, so we look forward to hearing from him shortly here. But hey, I got a question for you here. Are you following the herd? Let me be more. Let me clarify here. Are you following the herd on your pricing? I like, I'm on the sites and all the sites, and I get asked all the time as well, how much do you charge for this or that, or, what's a fair price and that kind of a thing. If you're following the herd, first of all, cows are meant for one of two things. You know what those are? Either for milking or eating, all right? So, if you're following the herd, if you're behaving like a cow in your plumbing business and in your pricing, you're gonna find yourself in the same kind of boat where you're either going to be milked or you're going to be eaten, and neither one of those are cool, or both. Okay, both can happen if you're doing that kind of thing. So as you're figuring out the pricing, what I tell guys is, first of all, don't follow the herd. All right, that's the wrong mentality to have. What you need to know is what your price is. Okay. What your price is. And you can do that basically and very simply by knowing your expenses, your material expenses, okay? Just know your material expenses. And then you can multiply that by 2, all right? And there's what you charge for materials. Know your hourly expense, all right? You got to know what it costs to run your business, per hour, all right? And what I always did as well is you always have lost time, you have days off, missed opportunity, those kinds of things. So I would take my hourly rate and multiply it by 30%, and there's my hourly rate, all right? And then you put those two together, and you multiply it by your profit, the profit you want to make, okay? The profit that you want to make, all right? That's the key right there, all right? And then you present that to the customer, all right? That's what the price is. You can't follow the herd, all right? I hear, I hear the guys say, well, I can't. It's usually, the small guys and the guys that I love, I can't charge what those big plumbing companies are charging. I can't, my customers won't stand for that. Or I can't afford, I can't afford to charge those kind of rates. Well, the bottom line is you can't afford not to charge those kinds of rates, all right? So if you're looking to do more than just make a living and you're wanting to create a wealth and a future and a legacy for you and your family. That is why you're doing this, right? All right? You need to charge what you need to charge, okay? And you present it that way. And if you'll do that, all right, you'll find yourself, not on the way to the slaughterhouse, but grazing fat and happy and free in meadows of green. If you get my drift, all right? Meadows of green, as in dollars, or pounds, wherever you're from, all right? Okay, so just some straight talk there. I'm not your mama, and, I'm your plumbing big bro, okay? And this is a snowflake-free zone, so there's no snowflakes in plumbing, all right? No snowflakes in plumbing. So there's some straight talk there. All right. Hey, and if you're not quite sure how to do those kinds of things, all right? Hey, I have a free report that I want to put in your hands, all right? I have a gift for you, all right? It's the 7 must-knows to be $1 million plumber, and in it is 7 must-knows, just like the title, or you've got to know these things if you really want to take your plumbing business from being just a kind of a hobby where you're kind of paying to play to where you're actually making money and making a good living and creating that life that you've always dreamed of, okay? So this report is free to you. There's no strings attached. There's no catch. It's my gift to you, all right? So if you'll just go to my Facebook fan page, The $1 Million Plumber, and you can click on the Learn More button down below, all right, and you can go from there, and you can get it that way, or you can simply type free, that's F-R-E-E, in the comments. Here we got a little banner there swirling around there. Type in free in the comments below, and I'll get that report right out to you, all right? So let's do it. You'll be glad you did. Get that report. You'll be on your way to becoming $1 million plumber. All right then. Hey, speaking of snowflakes, our guest is certainly no snowflake. When you hear his story, he's certainly no snowflake, all right? We got Mr. Cameron Ayers out of Asheville, North Carolina. He's a apprentice plumber. Hey, Cameron, how you doing, brother?
Doing good, and how are you?
All right, man. Hey, great to have you on the show here.
Thank you.
All right, welcome aboard here. Literally, I kind of say welcome aboard. We were talking before the show, and I was almost a plumber in the Navy. And Cameron, I don't want to steal his thunder, but he's going to be heading soon into the Army.
Yep.
Plumbing in the Army. All right, tell us about that, man.
Yeah, I've worked with a lot of guys like in plumbing companies that got their training through that, and they always told me it was great, and I didn't really think I'd ever do that, but the more I talked to them and saw just like how freaking good they were, I was like, man, I should do that. So I went and talked to a recruiter and started that whole process, and have gone to like the enlisting place in Charlotte, and now I'm just waiting on my ship date really. Apparently they do like a lot of construction in the Army, construction plumbing, which is what I want to do more of. I've gotten my hands dirty with it, and I really like it, but I just really want to do more.
Well, how'd you get into? Is that how you got into plumbing? Tell us how you got into plumbing.
I worked at Lowe's for a long time, which I know like kind of in the professional world that's a punchline. It's like, oh, fucking Lowe's guy, Like, I made a lot of good contacts though doing that, and they would always say like, well, you should, if you ever want to plumb, get your license or work on getting your license, like give me a call. And then after like 6 years, I was just tired of doing that, and ended up working for a guy named George for a little bit. And he was formerly a construction plumber, but he did mostly service. So that's where I got like a lot of learning from with service work, which is fun. But another guy I worked for named Don, he did more construction, but also like a lot of different stuff. So, you would start doing like a construction job. It's like, okay, this is cool. And like, oh wait, no, we need to leave and shut this down and go do an emergency water heater. So it's kind of all over the place. And I feel like with the Army, they give you more like structure and discipline. And that's kind of what I want.
They certainly will at that, man. You'll get to know the meaning of you're in the Army now relatively soon. All right. Hey, it's a great way to start. You mentioned Lowe's. I started out just pricing plumbing. I didn't even start out in the field right away. And so it's a great way to pick up through osmosis, just what's going on. And,
I got a lot of knowledge of parts from that. So, with a bunch of other helpers when I was starting off, they were like, oh, get me that 3/4 PEX adapter. I'm like, oh, it's this right here. Guys are like,
exactly, right. So, hey, it's good experience. No, it's a great way to start, and you're certainly going to be thrown into the fire relatively soon. When's your ship date?
That's what I'm waiting on. They haven't told me. I did the processing like a week ago, 2 weeks ago. Like, okay, we'll let you know. So I'm just kind of like waiting for the phone to ring at this point.
Oh, good, man.
Vibrate maybe, but yeah, I'm super excited about it. I think they train you down in Missouri, if I remember correctly.
And school? That's not where boot's at, but is that your school?
Yeah. I think boot camp is in Mississippi. I could be getting the two confused. And
I bet you're right.
Yep. And then they said they train plumbers in Missouri, and I don't know how that compares to North Carolina codes and stuff, but I don't know. We'll see. It's going to be a journey. So.
Well, I imagine the Army has their own code.
Yeah. I feel like I'm going to get hit with
code, but that's cool, man. I appreciate your service.
I'm excited. Yeah.
And good for you, brother. And did you mention that that also your wife? Did you say your wife is going to go to service as well?
I'm hitched. We've been married about 3 years together, 6 or 7, almost 6. And she wasn't going to go in initially, and she was just with me. And they were talking.
Oh, losing you there. Hey, Cameron.
Yep.
Having a little bit of mic. There we go. All right. You were talking.
somebody tried to call. I had to, I don't know who that was, but
that's right. You can call,
yep,
back later.
She's going to go for veterinary because she loves animals and everything. And I tried to get her to do plumbing with me because I know a couple of female plumbers in Asheville, and she's like, "No, I'm not getting in this screw with you." I'm like, all right, whatever.
No, she likes, yeah, okay. Well, good. So she's going in the Army too then?
Yep. She'll probably go a little bit after me. Okay. But, yeah, because her process started after mine. And I don't know when I'm shipping, hopefully soon. But, yeah, she's going to go in and then do 4 years like me. And then once I get out, then I just want to do my own plumbing thing, you know. I know a lot of guys that just run their own truck and have like one guy and just throw up houses in a week, and that's exactly what I want to do. So, well,
you can make a great living doing that. There's all kinds of opportunities, you know, and that's that's what has me fired up and about the plumbing industry. For a guy like you, and you see it. It sounds like you see it. You know, you get in there, do some time in the Army, serve your country, and learn the trade.
Exactly.
And, all right, and get out and do your thing. And you can make a great living for yourself. All right, brother. Well, what's your? Maybe you kind of alluded to a little bit. You know, what kind of plumbing you like to do?
I do like the construction stuff outside of it. Specifically, I really like running gas lines. I don't know why, but it's just like a lot of fun for me. I think just the pipe wrenches, and they use Blue Monster here in Asheville, and I don't know. I like making them look pretty and stuff. Back. Oh, that's good. And ironically, that's not ironic, but I really like drain cleaning. And I didn't really think much of it at first, but every drain I've ever tried to clear, I've always cleared it. So, naturally, when you are successful at something over and over again, it's like, well, this isn't too bad,
Right.
And I really like that. Like the big industrial sewer ones and like the little ones that you stick down your trap adapter. Those are cool. I've never done jetting, and I've just in the groups, begun to learn more about it. And it looks super cool. I'd like to try that one day. I'm sure I will. But probably drain cleaning and gas lines, and I hate to say it, but water heaters. I like water heaters, but I think everyone likes water heaters.
Hey, you just hit my sweet spot. I love water heaters. I love doing water heaters for the same kind of a thing when you mentioned, you got me at. I just like making it look pretty. It just feels good. For some reason, I just like doing them. And and there's good, everything you mentioned, there's good money to be made if you would charge, not like you're following the herd, if you heard my kind of, but based on your expenses and your hourly rate and what you want to make. And, customers will, they pay for value.
Yeah.
They pay for value. Now, I can tell you in almost 30 years, the customers always don't, you could say $500 and it's $500, their head spins around, they throw up. You could say $50, and their head spins around, they throw up. So it doesn't matter what you tell them. You're always going to get that, and that's happened for 30 years. But it's just, you need to charge what you need to charge, and if you'll, present it in the right way and provide the value that you say you're providing, hey, you can do that all day long, and you can make a great living. All right, good for you.
Yeah.
Well, what
first guy I worked for, he was an owner, and I rode with him like every day. So he taught me a lot about like, charging. He was flat rate, but he
flat rate.
About like charging and just like some of the stuff you were saying earlier. Kind of was echoing stuff that he said. So I feel like that's kind of like universal rules,
Well, it's a universal truth that it's one of the hardest things for the guys to grasp, because if you think about it, and especially even today, we live in a world where you're at that age where you buy an app and you can get things done. You can buy apps for free. You don't buy them. You get apps for free. All that technology for free, and we watch these shows, and within a half hour they've built this whole house, and that kind of stuff. And so people kind of naturally think, well, it's just a plumber. Or it's not worth a lot. In their minds, there's not a lot of value there. Okay, and it's always been that way. So we got that kind of approach today about it. So when the guys are out there and you're wanting to get the work, and the biggest mistake you can make, brother, is if the other local guys are charging X, you charge Y, to beat them by $10. I mean that's the worst thing you can do, and you'll lose at that game, and 95% of all plumbing companies go out of business within the first year.
Really?
So, if you charge, but you won't if you charge, what you need to charge. I'd much rather have one job that I'm making the profit that I want to make than to have, 5 jobs a day where I'm break even. All right.
Definitely. So, that's like common sense, seems like.
Right. But it's difficult when you're out there trying to compete. So, but good for you, man. You'll do it. You're already, you already sound like you're,
I'm very excited. Just the whole Army thing. Like, I mean, I feel like after a year, and I'm not trying to be big-headed, but I could probably almost throw up a house by myself. I mean, I would still want to get somebody to like look at it, like, hey, is that right? But like, I think the Army, I don't know, like you said earlier, they probably have their own codes and everything. I'm probably going to get turned upside down. So
it's pretty universal. They'll be universal, but they'll have some things that they'll do. But it's all pretty universal. But what I love I hear in your voice is, hey, I probably could figure it out. With that kind of attitude, man, you can step into it. It's not rocket science. The business isn't rocket science either. You got to do the right things. That's why I mentioned, the 7 must-knows in that report. I mean, there's some things you've got to do it the right way, or at least be on the right path, or you'll fail. But one is, the attitude. You have to have the right attitude. And, man, it sounds like you got it. And you're going to get great training, and you're going to serve.
Very hungry for it.
All right, man. You'll come out proud. All right, you'll look back in years not only when you've gotten great training, but you'll be proud to on Veterans Day. When they ask the veterans to stand in church or in the parades or at the ballpark, you'll get to stand up, man, and it feels good.
Yeah, wrap my head around that too. So
all right, good for you, man. Hey, well, you got some experience. Share a story. What's something that you've seen or experienced that.
Well, it was kind of cool. I was watching one recently. The guy. It's been in it for like 50 or 60 years, and he said something about like, I think you'd ask him like, oh, what do you always take with you on a service call? And he said, channel locks and a screwdriver. I was like, damn, that's like so true, because the first guy I worked for, he always told me that. And then, after I left him, went to another one, I was catching myself doing that. Like I would just reach my hand up like, oh, damn, there's those channel locks. But I feel like that's a pretty good rule to live by.
There we go. And I talk with the younger guys, and with all due respect, I don't mean to, but when you're starting out, a lot of guys think you need to walk in the house with all this gear and stuff, and quite frankly, that freaks the customer out a little bit.
Yeah, I can see that.
Pull all that stuff in, they think you're ready to tear up the house, when really what you're doing is just like when the doctor walks in the examination room, he or she doesn't bring in the oxygen gear and and what, all this other stuff. They just kind of look at your ears, they check your throat, that kind of stuff. That's their channel locks and their, their 4-way or their flashlight. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so you're doing the same kind of a thing.
I start to get scared.
Right. So you go in there and you do a little check out, and then after you have the conversation with the customer and the patient, then you go get the gear. At that point, they're ready for the gear. So. Yeah, you can see the difference between the the older guys. You'll notice that they can walk in. You need to walk in with something, because the line where the customer is so weird. If they don't feel like you at least have a flashlight, it's like you're not a plumber or you're not real.
Oh, the flashlight too. Yeah, the channel locks, the screwdriver, and I have a little mini Husky flashlight I take with me everywhere too.
There you go. So, what's your favorite tool? What tool do you recommend that? That to use? It could be, that level or, or something that you've used, the tool that you...
I like mini channel locks, actually. They really come in handy for a lot of shit. You wouldn't think it. Like, I've... I got the
little sevens,
huge ones, and then like the kind of big ones and the medium ones and the really small ones. And I usually have those with me going on any kind of call. And actually, I saw one guy, you probably know this, but we were doing a water heater and cutting the copper. He showed me put his copper cutter on there. It was like one of the little rigid ones, and he put his channel locks on there and just started spinning, and it went right through it. It was awesome. Just little tips and tricks like that are the kind of stuff that really stick with me.
There we go. Yep. Sounds like if you just keep your eyes and ears open and just watch, and pick up a lot of stuff from other guys, man, it sounds like you're on your path, man. All right. Hey.
Yeah, I like to think so.
All right. Hey guys, again, we'll have Cameron back here in just a minute, but I got a question for you guys. Are you asking the question, how can you get more customers, or how can you make more money, or how can you grow your business? And we're all asking those kinds of questions. And are you making the mistake of, asking the guys at the supply house counter? You can't get a straight answer from those guys. That's your competition, all right? Or, you're not going to ask your helper. It's a little embarrassing to ask your helper, and you don't want to let them know, you just don't have those kinds of conversations. But you need to be able to ask those kinds of questions, all right? And to be able to do that, you need to be around others just like you that are looking to get more customers and make more money and grow their plumbing businesses who aren't your direct competition. So, how do you do that? Well, you need to be in a group, all right? And I want to invite you to my free GoPro Inner Circle Success Group, all right? And this is just the place that you need to be where you can ask those kinds of questions and talk with others on, how do you get more customers? How do you make more money? How do you grow your plumbing business? And in that group, we have videos and posts that give business coaching. We have exclusive just for that group. We'll have workshops and other videos with other experts in the industry. So it's just a great place to be. Again, it's free to you, and you can check it out at www.themilliondollarplumber.com/go-pro, and the information's there. So, get in, don't go it alone. You need to go pro, all right? So go check it out. All right, let's get Cameron back in the house here. Cameron, you about ready for the lightning round?
Yes, sir.
All right, yes, sir. Okay, there we go. Hey, and you guys watching and listening, hey, just don't sit there, all right? If you can answer these questions as well, this is the time when I ask Cameron some either-or type questions like Coke or Pepsi, and Cameron says...
Oh, Coke, sure.
Coke, all right. He's a Coke man, all right? So let us know. Go ahead and write in the comments, what your answer would be. All right, Cameron, you ready? Here we go. Okay, adjustable wrench or channel locks?
Oh, channel locks all day long.
That's right.
Unless you're doing a little 3/4 male adapter in your expansion tank tee, then crescent wrench. But channel locks by far.
Okay. Good answer. All right, listen up. Solder fitting or shark bite?
Oh, solder, yeah. Like coming, like I said, from Lowe's, of course, I learned about shark bites there. And I was like, oh, these are handy. But then, actually getting into the plumbing world, it's just like, no, never.
All right.
Except for like maybe a tap if you bust a water line, that'd be good to have. But otherwise, solder all day long.
All right, you already sounding like a pro, man. There we go. Okay.
Thank you.
This may be telling. Red Bull or coffee?
Oh, I love them both, but I can go without Red Bull, but coffee, there's no way. I mean,
you're a coffee man. Oh, man, you're a plumber, man. You're a plumber. All right. French or trenchless?
I've not really done a lot of that, fortunately.
Okay. You ever spent time on a backhoe yet?
Yeah.
A little bit?
I've done a lot of dig jobs. Actually, I like doing dig jobs, like sewer lines and water lines. I really enjoy doing that because one of the guys I work for, he put me on like a dig job for like 6 weeks straight. And I was like, man, why is he having me dig all the time? But then like 6 months later, I realized I was pretty proficient at digging. And
there we go.
So now I try to shovel dig just to avoid using a backhoe just to make a point.
There we go. Okay. I tell you, I'm old school with that. That new trenchless technology is pretty cool, but there's something about sitting on the back of a backhoe, and I imagine you'll get some time in on the Army, doing that kind of thing.
Yeah, I've definitely been on job sites with them, but I just use a shovel and a Matic. I don't know, just character building.
Oh, my wife just gave me. My wife is watching. Hey, honey, you look super cute. Oh, there we go. Thanks, baby. That's the lovely Laura, my wife. All right. Thank you, sweetheart. You got me off my game now. All right. I'm thinking about date night. Okay, here we go. This is an important one. Taco Bell or McDonald's?
I'd say McDonald's, yeah, because when I was a kid, my dad used to call it Taco Hell and talk about like them not wearing gloves, and it just like always stuck with me since I was like 3 years old. So
taco smell. I gotta admit, I'm a Taco Bell man though. I run for the border. That's my. Try to keep your truck clean. Guys, keep your trucks clean.
Oh, but I've heard guys before, and like this like you open up the door and this shit falls out, and he's like,
the bag.
get this little bit here. And I was like, all right. You go in there and he like comes out like, dude, what are you doing? It's like, I'm looking for that fucking bit. He's like, moves all this shit. It's right here.
Right.
Awesome. Okay. But organization is key.
It is key. And keeping your truck clean. And I guess the one thing I'd get hit on, I'd have Taco Bell bags, you know, they'd get a little out of control there for me. So, all right. Crawl space or slab?
Crawl space. Yeah. I don't mind crawl spaces one bit, actually. One of the first waterline repairs I ever did was in a crawl space. And that was like maybe day 4 or 5 in the plumbing world. I was like, all right, Cameron, time to crawl up there and crimp that. Like, oh, okay.
Go down the cave. Get in there, right?
Yep.
All right. Tank or tankless?
I like tankless, actually. Like, now that like I've done and installed and worked with quite a bit of them now, I really do like them. I've worked with Navians, which seems to be the crowd favorite.
Yep.
Renai's and A.O. Smith's, actually, which I just recently learned months ago that they have them. Yeah. Although I think they're kind of finicky because the 2 that I've worked with have been, both times I've had to go back because they threw a code. But Navians, I mean, as long as you just follow the directions, they're just fine. Yeah,
they have a good, the Navians, I found they got good, what is it, corporate help or whatever, you can call back. So they get support, that kind of stuff, because, they can be a little finicky. And that's fun. It's fun technology once you get your mind around it or feel comfortable testing it, that kind of a thing.
Yeah, so, I mean, I just get the book and just trial and error, I'm no expert at it, but I can read and follow directions, so it's half the battle.
All right, residential or commercial?
I'd like to do more commercial, so for now I'd have to say residential, but I've only done a few commercial jobs. I do like it. It's a lot of fun, and I would love to do more, but I've done way more residential, so I have to go with the default answer, but commercial is an honorable mention.
Yeah, it's a good, it's good work, but really, at least in my experience and my, the residential is where you can make the money and be in more control of your destiny, because you're walking into people's homes and they care about their stuff and their lives, and so they want to do something about it. And commercial, I always felt, there's a little bit of pay to play there, and you can get wrapped up into that. And quite frankly, where you're working, the people you're dealing with don't care. It's not their stuff. And, it's that kind of thing.
There's a place here, one of the companies I was with, they did a lot of the mostly service work for this low-income housing. Yep. And there's probably 4 or 5 apartments downtown, these big old buildings. I mean, they're low income. I'm telling you, low income. But, that was, I guess, commercial work, you could say. But it was just full of old-ass, cast iron lead pipes with burn codes everywhere. And
you getting that stuff out.
The drains were always clogged. I guess that's where I got my knack for drain cleaning. So it was every other day. And especially at the new year, they got a new budget, I guess. So they're like, oh, hey, can you unclog this drain and 50 more? Okay.
Good experience. That's good. All in one spot there. Well, okay, listen up. Copper or CPVC?
Oh, CPVC. No, I'm kidding. Copper.
It is going to be a worldwide smack down right there. With,
I'll see sometimes on these groups, I can't tell if they're just messing with people or what, but they'll have a nice tankless all plumbed in CPVC. It's how'd I do?
Yeah.
It looks clean, but it's are you just messing with people because you use all CPVC, or what are you doing?
At least hope so, right? Right. Poly or PEX?
Oh, PEX. Upin or PEX, which I like.
Good job. All right, Milwaukee or Dewalt?
Oh, Milwaukee all day long.
You're a Milwaukee man. All right. What do you like about Milwaukee?
I've worked with almost all of their big shit, their sawzalls, their drills, their pro press. Actually, the first pro press I did was in Milwaukee, and I don't know. They just always Dewalt's kind of pissed me off just because of their sawzalls. What was this older sawzall we had at one point that was a plug-in type, and I don't know, it was just aggravating. I think the only Dewalt thing I've ever used that I really enjoyed was shit, I don't know, but Milwaukee's are always hands down by far. We had the first guy I worked for, I think he had a M12 and M18 Pro Press, and that's how I learned how to press, even if it's not extremely difficult. But Milwaukee's always kind of stuck with me. So anytime I buy something now, it's always Milwaukee.
That's usually how it works with guys and tools. It's kind of what they, usually what they a lot of times what they use first, and they get used to. And that's what's fun to hear. And you just get used to it, and it just feels right in your hand, that kind of a thing. So, That's good. All right.
An honorable mention. I've used their hammer drills quite a bit.
Yep.
They're not too bad. Yeah. I would buy a bunch of their stuff, but I've had a really good experience with their hammer drill.
Okay. General or rigid?
Oh, rigid. I've also used their Pro Press. It's like really big and hunky and awkward, but it's pretty sweet.
Okay, here we go. The last one of the lightning round. PVC or ABS?
PVC. ABS is illegal here. Like it's there's a lot of it around though. Like, there's an awful lot of it around.
It doesn't stop a lot of people.
Yeah, it's a ton of trailers around here. Like last guy I worked for, he did a lot of like work for people in trailers, like through his church group, and like you go under there and it's like, I bet you it's a back grading ABS. Sure enough, it was. So
yep, sure enough. Seen that a lot. So are you do you line everything up? Are you that kind of guy? You know, where you got all the.
Oh yeah. When a guy with Brian showed me how to do that, and before I would just kind of guess at it. He was like, "Dude, you're doing it all wrong." I'm like, what? And then he showed me how to do that, and it's ever since that's the way I've always done it. Unless it's like really small, easy, and then I just throw it in there. But yeah, I like lining in it.
Good for you. All right, man. You're already a pro, man. You're on your way. So what's the all right. So it sounds like you've worked with a few different guys. You've mentioned some guys, and so what's the best advice that you've ever received?
I don't know if it's advice, but one of the guys I worked for said hard work will make you honest. I don't know if that's more advice or like just a statement, but he also told me never to eat the corner of your sandwich whenever you've been working on a sewer line, and I always
yeah, don't eat the handle. What you're holding on to. Yeah. Also, some of the best advice I got early on was you don't make eye contact with the poo. You know, kind of look off to the side when you're working with sewage ejectors and that kind of stuff. So
yeah. So
that's good. I'll take that.
Orangeburg around here, like a lot. It's almost like Orangeburg had stock in Asheville or something, and so. A lot of times excavating sewer lines, you're always seeing Orangeburg, and it's like, don't flush the toilet. And like, okay. And you hit the shovel, and there's just poo and water and just all kinds of nastiness coming out there. It's like, thanks for flushing the toilet.
All right, man. Hey, well, Cameron, this is about wrapping our time up here on Potty Talk Live, man. Hey, I really appreciate your time with us.
Yeah, thank you.
And, hey, wish you all the best with your career in the Army. All right. Thank you for your service.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Hey, man, you got a great life ahead of you, brother. You got some great things ahead of you. All right?
Thank you.
All right, man. Hey, we'll talk to you again soon sometime. All right? Hey, thanks again. You too, man. All right.
See you. Bye.
Hey, guys. Hey, give Cameron some thumbs up or some attaboys or some ones or something for being on the show here, and just in a way to thank him for his service here. Got a great young man there that does have a great life ahead of him. He's going to serve his country, learn a great trade in the meantime, and then come out and make us all look good, doing his own thing in the plumbing world, and that's great. All right, so again, it's great having Cameron on. Hey, if you want to be on Potty Talk Live, we'd love to have you on Potty Talk Live and talk and have you rock the show with us here. And it's easy to do. Just go to www.pottytalklive.com. And there you can click on the Be My Guest and go from there. You just get your name and number there and email address, and we send you the information and get you set up to go. And it's fun, all right? No matter what your experience here. We take, we've had guys with less experience than Mr. Cameron. We can learn from everybody to guys that, been in the business for 55 years, okay? So, and everywhere in between. So, no matter what your experience is, we'd love to have you on. Guys all over the world would love to hear your story, and we can all glean some nuggets of gold. We mine some nuggets of gold from you, all right? So check it out. We'd love to have you on Potty Talk Live, all right? And also want to make sure I get in your hands the 7 Must Knows to be $1 million plumber. Hey, if you're serious about growing your plumbing business, look, wanting to make, you may be extremely busy. I get it. I hear from guys all the time, but I'm working all the time, but they ain't making any money. And also the goal is not to be working all the time. All right. Just a little bit of insight there. All right. But if you're looking to grow your plumbing business and have the life that you've always dreamed of, and creating the opportunities for you and your family and the legacy that you want, get this free report. It's free to you, all right? And you can type in free down in the comments, FREE, and I'll get that report right out to you, all right? There's some good stuff in there for you to know, okay? So, hey, look forward to having you on again on the show, or check out the show again tomorrow. And we got another fun show planned for you, all right? And in the meantime, I just want to remind you that you were specifically created to do great things, all right? You're not an accident. You just didn't happen to be here. You're part of a great industry. Plumbing's a great industry to be a part of. So as you're out there doing your thing, as always, plumb like a champion.